Today on the bench we're going to tie you up the eyes and tube shrimp. Now there's a great new product on the market and it's called eyes and tubes. They come in barbell shape and they also come in Y-shaped, and the Y shape we're going to tie with today allows that fly to sit like a natural shrimp on the water. Make sure you have these materials ready before you tie the fly. For the hook we'll use a Mustad C70 SD size number 6. We'll tie with some 6/0 pink thread. For the tail we'll use 2 strands of red Krystal flash with some white polar bear hair. We'll use some pink Hologram Electro braid for the body, some white polar bear for the wing, and the red 14mm 2.4 gram Y design eyes and tubes for the eyes. To start the fly off we're going to put on our Y-shaped eyes and tubes. Now there's a certain way you have to put these on, but they make a nice little hole there to insert the eyes. So you want to point this in onto the hook bend, take your hook out of the vise, and then slowly push the eyes and tubes right onto your hook. And there they are, right on your hook in perfect position. Since all our tying is going to occur at the rear of the hook to start, I've pushed my eyes and tubes right to the eyelet of the hook, keep them out of the way. Now we're going to tie on our pink thread at the rear of the hook, and that's where we're going to start the fly off. To start the fly off, I've taken 1 strand of my red Krystal flash. I'm going to loop it onto my thread and then wrap it down about 1/3 of the way down the hook shank, just so that tail will be upwards toward the hook bend. And then we're going to cut it about the length of the hook. And you'll find that you have 2 strands of Krystal flash when you're finished. To finish the tail off, I've taken just a few strands, probably about 8 to 10 strands of my polar bear. And there you can use any substitute that's similar to polar bear. Make it about the same length as what you cut the Krystal flash before this, and just wrap it in to finish off the tail. Now that the tail is finished, we're going to actually push our eyes and tubes back to the rear of the hook into the position where we want them. So just right at the edge of the bend on the hook, and then you'll just tie over the plastic that the eyes and tube comes on to secure it down onto the hook, and wrap your thread forward and create a bit of a base layer on your hook. Now that the eyes and tubes are pushed back into their position, we're going to take some of the pink Electro braid, and I like the pink for the body. It really shines out, and the shrimp in these kind of saltwater tropical areas are fairly pink in color, so this is a great color to use. So wrap it in and then wrap it forward to form the body. Once the body's tied in, I like to take the hook now and invert it, actually turn it upside down, and reclamp it right at the hook bend in preparation for putting on the wing. Now that the fly and the hook is actually inverted in the vise, we're going to take about twice the amount that you've tied in for the tail of the white polar bear. We want this wing to be a little bit thicker. Measure it back so it is about the length of the tail. Cut off your excess and then tie it in right near the eyelet to form the wing. To finish the fly off, tie in a nice pink head on the fly. You usually get that when you tie in your polar bear hair for the wing. Take your whip finisher, as we always do, and just whip finish off the fly. And sometimes I'll apply a dab of head cement, but on this fly I'm not going to worry about it. So there you have it, the finished eyes and tube shrimp. This pattern does work good in Cuba, and again, it probably works really well in all the different tropical waters. And really look for these eyes and tubes. They work great not only for saltwater patterns, but really good for stoneflies, for different minnow patterns, really anything you want to tie that you need some weight. So go in your local store and find some of the eyes and tubes. Great new product. To watch all our latest Sport Fishing on the Fly episodes and to order Sport Fishing on the Fly merchandise, head to www.sfotf.ca. And if you would like to book an adventure like this one shown, head to ontheflyadventures.ca and book yourself the trip of a lifetime.